Fillout just released their brand new scheduling page inside their form software. This scheduling page now allows people to book time with you directly through your Google or Outlook calendars and syncs information into your no-code database. This is huge, but that's not even the best part. This is now free on all Fillout accounts. So if you've been looking to kick your $20 Calendly habit and want to get this set up as soon as possible, then you've come to the right place. Let's get to it. Hey, how's it going? This is Eric over at Solve Cycle Solutions. I help people save time doing the work they hate by finding no-code and automation solutions so that you can focus on working on what you love instead. In this video, I'm going to be diving into the new Fillout scheduling form. And I gotta say, I'm very excited for this new feature because I personally have been very stubbornly resistant to Calendly. At times when I've looked at using this one tool to help monitor, manage my schedule and booking systems, the prices varied from $16 to $20, which I honestly think is too much for the service. Now, I will say that I don't think there's anything wrong with Calendly in general. I think it's a great system, but I just think that the price was overvalued for a long time. And at the time of this recording, I did actually check today and see that they have dropped their price down for a standard package, which takes it down to $12 a month or $10 a month, which I'm glad to see, and I'm sure this is a response to Fillout having this free feature, but again, I still think that the price is overvalued. So now that I'm done rambling my own personal soapbox here, I want to just dive into Fillout and show you how I'm integrating it through SmartSuite in a very basic scheduling example and showing how this will work and what it will look like inside of a database that you may use as well. Looking inside of this SmartSuite table, I have just a very basic setup here. What I want to be able to have is an intake form for people that want to book calls with me. So I just have their title that is automated in the primary record field. I have a status that I can put people in showing whether they're a lead, whether they're officially a client, if they're a referral, or if they're just someone inside of my network. And then from there, we have their name, email. I want to know what would they like to learn inside of a free call with me. There are a few other features that I can add here as well. So I'm going to hop over into Fillout, and I've already set up just a very basic form. We'll go over the integrations, but I have covered some of the form uses and functions inside of a different video, so be sure to check that out on the channel. But looking at my screen here, you can see that we have a lot of information that we can use that's just generally set up. I need to set an integration with SmartSuite, so I'm going to click the integrate button up here, and you'll see that SmartSuite is one of the top things that pulls up, and I already have this connected. I just need to click the specific solution that I want, and I have an example CRM. Inside of this account, I am just going to select create records because I'm wanting to make sure that when people submit their information, it's going to generate something new. I'm not looking to have an existing record be updated every time someone wants to schedule a call with me. So I'm just going to leave that here. I'm going to hit finish setup. Now that this is integrated, you can hop back into the form by clicking edit. And again, something that I just love about Fillout is that it knows, since we're connected to a specific table inside of SmartSuite, that can pull up all the specific field types that we need to know. Now, I can come in here and try and modify some of the themes. So I generally prefer the simple purple look for some of my forms, so I'm just going to leave that there. And then all I have to do is just click and drag the information that I want people to submit when they're trying to book a call with me. So I need to know their first and last name, I need to know their email, And then I'm going to also put in, what would you like assistance in this call with? So you can put the information there, and I can also ask what softwares they would like to use. And also, before I forget, I'm going to add the option to join my newsletter, and it's just going to say, would you like to subscribe to my monthly newsletter? And if they check that, then I can build an automation that will put them into my mailing list. But that's really all we need here. The last thing that I just want to do is add a heading here that says a very basic greeting that said something along the lines of, please fill out your contact information and we'll get your meeting booked ASAP. So normally, if I were just filling out this information, I could hit publish and people could start filling out this form and it would map into my SmartSuite database here. But if you scroll down, I can also click the Add Page button here, which if I click that, there's several different new page types that we can add here. What we're looking for is scheduling. Now you see here there are 3 options for setting up the scheduling page. Originally there were only 2 that were at the premium level for using Fillout, that is integrating with Calendly and Cal.com. This new feature, at least to my understanding and hopefully beyond the time of this video, is that the scheduling app feature inside of Fillout is meant to be permanently free forever. I will say that there can be a little hesitancy since this is in beta and that may change in the future, but for now and the foreseeable future, we do have a free scheduling app here. So the one thing that you may want to also pay attention to that I didn't notice originally was that it says with Google Calendar. So this may require you to use a Gmail or G Suite account. Once we click on that, it's going to ask for some very basic information about the meeting title, event duration, and meeting location, wanting to know where are we having this meeting. So I'm just going to say free consultation as an example. And we're just going to set this for 30 minutes. We'll leave it as 30 minutes, but you can have 15-minute variations, and there is also a custom option, which is a very nice feature. So if I wanted to make this a 90-minute call, we could do that. So again, leave it for 30 minutes for now, and then inside the meeting location, again, this is just wanting to ask where would you like to host the meeting, and we do have a couple of options here. You have Zoom, you can set up phone calls, you can do a meeting in person if you want, which is fantastic. This custom location, it does look like you can just add a specific location if you want to manually type that in here that will be at the same place every time. You also have the ability to add some features from the Fillout forms if you so wish to do that. But for me, I use Google Meets all the time, so that's just easiest for me, and I'm just going to be able to click continue. And it takes that short of a time to get this set up. Now, one thing that I do want to just clarify before diving into this further is that you will need to obviously integrate your Google Calendar with Fillout. I had this done beforehand when I was testing this out for myself, but it's pretty easy to integrate, and if you're following along with me, you may have already been prompted to sync this. If you haven't, or if you also want to change your calendar, you can click here under availability, and you'll see that it says Eric Harkness's calendar, and I can click change here. So you can see here how to start getting integrated inside of Fillout. And a nice feature that I didn't realize that I need to play around with a little bit more is that you have the ability to toggle on the different calendars that have access to your specific work calendar that you're syncing. So I have my own personal work calendar here, but blurred out here, I have a few other clients that I work with, and I can now toggle on to show when I am booked with other clients so that I don't have to worry about meetings conflicting. And you'll see that I'm probably a little bit choppy in this video because I keep finding more things that I'm wanting to investigate, but I initially thought we could only link one account here, but it does look like we can get support from Fillout to allow us to connect multiple Google accounts, which that's kind of amazing as well. I don't know what that looks like just yet, so let me know if you're interested in learning more about that, and I can try and play around with that to see if that is something that we can implement in the future. But now that you have your calendar integrated, we can go back to the availability, and you'll see that there's an option for Eric's working hours. So if I click this, you'll see that this is already saved from a different form that I have, because this is just what I've programmed my availability to be for Fillout. Now, I could toggle on Wednesdays here, and you see from 9 a.m. to noon. I could also add different time frames that I'm available during the same day. So if I want to be available for these 3 hours, but I want to take a break, I can then go in and say, all right, at 1 p.m., I'm available again until 2:30 here. So I could update that availability, and you'll see that currently I'm not available today for that, but I could look in tomorrow and see that I have availability from 1 p.m. until 3:30. Now, I can also limit how far I can look into the future with this. So normally I just want to do 14 days in advance. I also have the ability to set minimum notices, so I can make sure that nobody's booking me 30 minutes before a meeting time. So normally I just set 6 hours as a hard limit. And you can also add some buffer time. The other thing that I can do is, if I were to click into this form and book, say, this time, let's go ahead to next Thursday, and say I want to book this call at 2:30. You see here that even though we already filled out the form, it's asking for my name and email again. But that seems a little repetitive and redundant, so there's got to be a way to streamline that or make it easier to have this filled out. And you're correct, you can. Under the advanced section here on the left-hand side, there is the option for respondent email. If you click that and click page, you can insert the email information here. And you could also put the person's name as well by adding the first name. And you can also add a Google Calendar title event. So I can put free consultation with Eric, and we will go ahead and put the first name again. And that's all we need to do. We have the start time is in 30-minute increments, and that's all we need to do here. We're all set. If I hit publish, we have a copy of the form, and I'm just going to go ahead and load this. And now that this form is live and ready, we can give it a test run and see how it works. So I'm going to put in a name here, and I'm going to put in a old work email that I have. And again, here I can say what I'm trying to get help with on this call. I need some help setting up a no-code account. That's all I need. And I'm going to say here, Fillout and SmartSuite. And I would like to subscribe to the newsletter, so I will go ahead and click that. And once I click next, you can give it a minute, and you'll see that, again, the calendar shows up based on the availability that I've programmed into Fillout. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule this 2:30 meeting, and you'll see that the name is pulled up here and the email is already preloaded. I don't have to change anything, and I can just hit schedule event. And there we go. We're all set here. So we got the form submitted, and it looks like everything is set up pretty well on the SmartSuite side. It's all set up here with the name, the information I need to look at, and then the one thing that I thought we could get set up, but unfortunately it may be an issue with the beta right now, is that I'm not able to map this meeting time field from the scheduled time that was booked in the call. I tried playing around with it a little bit, and you can actually see here in the integrations when I try and map the data to the meeting time and try and book in the free consultation, we have the ability to map the event start time, but we get this error saying attempted to write a non-date type to a field. I'm not sure if this is a particular issue with Fillout or if it's just not recognizing the field type. That is something that I'm going to share that feedback with Fillout, and hopefully they should have a solution for that. They're really good about coming in and fixing errors or things that aren't supposed to work as intended, and even just some suggestions that have been submitted come around surprisingly quick based on how fast the turnaround time is. It's really impressive working with them. But I'll go back to the form for now, and like we said, this is all set up perfectly inside of SmartSuite. So let's hop over to my actual calendar here. And you'll see that I have the free consultation, and it doesn't have really any of the additional notes that I need, but that's okay. I do notice that we do have the ability to cancel and reschedule inside of Fillout, which again is amazing that we have this, because I actually, until this moment, thought that it was just going to set up one meeting and have to manually delete it. But the fact that I can come in here and reschedule based on the calendar and then re-update that, so I could put this to Monday if I so chose and just say sorry, and that's it. That's all I need to do. And then I'm getting email notifications inside of my Gmail account, and the calendar, if I hop over to the 6th, shows up here as well. So that's, again, pretty incredible that all of this can be done for free with a no-code form software. This is going to be a game changer for a lot of people that use Calendly and other paid scheduling booking softwares. So if you have any thoughts about this, I'd love to hear them in the comments of this video. And also, since you saw me building out another sample consultation form, I would love to invite you to a free 30-minute consultation. So feel free to book either at the link in the description of this video. I'm also going to be experimenting with adding a QR code somewhere on the screen here. So if you're interested in trying to get this set up, or if you have other ideas that you want implemented in no code, I'd love to hear about them and try and help save you some time. So go ahead and follow the link or the QR code to see how much time we can save you in 30 minutes. But that's all I have to say on this topic. So thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.